Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening. I hope your Thursday has been a great one. Okay, so today, Thursday is also what I call as Threshold Thursday. Threshold Thursday. Yeah. So let me ask you something. Okay, when did you last feel genuinely rested? Yes. Let me repeat the question. When did you last feel genuinely rested? Not the I slept for 6 hours type of thing. Okay, but genuinely rested. If you had to think about it, that hesitation from your side actually is a signal. And it's a signal, and it also signals an answer that you and I very much am aware about. You see, most people don't collapse because they stopped trying. They collapse because they kept pushing without reinforcements. So in RFA, in Reason from Ashes, I talk about the 9Ds. Okay, now for those of you who never heard about what 9Ds are, okay, these are the 9 forces in life, that 9 forces that erode your life. Okay, what are they? Disease, debts, depression, divorce, doom, downturn, damn the taxman, okay, and also dangers and also death. Now, if you want to find out more about that, I would like to invite you to come for my preview on this Friday. I'll share the information in the captions later on. But let me just get back to this, okay? Now, all these 9Ds, they sound very dramatic, okay? But to be honest with you, in all fairness and in all truth, okay, they never begin dramatically. They begin as pressures most of the time. This is what I observe. Health pressures, financial pressures, emotional pressures, and even economic pressures. And at first, you handle it. You may tell yourself, oh, I'm just tired. Cash flow is tight, but manageable. Everyone is stressed. This is what we always tell ourselves and all that, right? Or this may be a very familiar one. I'll fix this later, after this busy season. You see, that's the functioning phase. And that's the most dangerous phase. You want to know why? Because functioning feels like you are in control until it isn't. So, how are thresholds crossed? Okay. Now let me share some examples how thresholds are crossed. Not with an explosion, but with accumulation. For example, month number 1, you're tired, but you're still delivering. So that means you kept on pushing. Month number 3, exhausted, but still showing up. That means you're still pushing, all right? You kept pushing. Month 6, running on empty a bit, okay? Now, maybe running on fumes, and yet still keep pushing and pushing yourself. Month 9, here's sometimes the worst part. Your body gives up. If lucky, you end up in hospital. If unlucky, it's already what we call checkout time. Okay, checkout, I don't mean checking out of hospital. Yeah, you do check out, but the other D will come looking, which is also death. Or the mind does. How does the mind check out? Depression. Or even finances do. Debts, and even deception at times. And here's the scary part. Most people that I've asked or encountered, when they shared this with me, most of them said this thing, which is eerily similar. I had no idea. And they look at me. I had no idea. But the signs were there. You see, pressure doesn't break you, but exceeding capacity does. And most people never measure their capacity because they only measure output. In this achievement-driven society that we have, we always hear this familiar term. Have you heard this term called result-driven, result-centric? Output matters. Income, sales, performance, and even your appearances. But they don't measure. They don't measure energy reserves, emotional resilience, and even cash flow buffers. okay, decision clarity. These are not taken into account. So that's why people don't see the threshold is coming. The same happens in health and wealth. Now you see, health and wealth are not separate lanes, okay? A lot of people that I know always get this mistaken. Now follow me on this, okay? If your health weakens, your decisions suffer. Then you have poor decisions that create financial stress. And in return, financial stress actually worsens your health. Okay. Now, if your finances weaken, stress multiplies. And then stress also erodes your body. And because of this, poor health actually creates worse financial decisions. It's a very vicious cycle. It's not just a spiral, it's a cascade. So every D accelerates the others. Like what I always share in my preview. When one of the D's is present, the other remaining D's are very close behind. Okay, they are waiting just to pounce in. So the answer is not really pushing harder. It's not. The answer is building stronger. That's right. What do you build? You build energy systems so that your body isn't running on just caffeine and adrenaline. Cash flow systems so pressure doesn't dictate decisions. Reinforcement systems so shocks don't become collapses. And finally, clarity systems so you think well even in the face of stress. Alright? That's what we in Reason from Ashes aspires and set out to do. And this is actually all what we do in Reason from Ashes. Not motivation, but purely on structure. Because by the time you desperately need a structure, guess what? You actually needed it 3 years ago. So tomorrow night, I'm running a rescheduled Reason from Ashes preview. We are going to talk about how to spot early warning signals, number 1. Number 2, how to strengthen health and wealth before thresholds became irreversible. And finally, why capacity is your most underrated asset. This is not for those who want hype. It's for those people who sense pressure beneath their progress. If that's you, comment capacity, CAPACITY, or just message me directly. Because pushing harder is not strength, and it's not even the answer. Building capacity is, and thresholds are crossed quietly. Don't wait until it's loud. This is 𝗕𝗿𝗄𝑐𝗀𝘀𝘂𝗵𝗏 from Reason from Ashes. See you tomorrow night. In the meantime, I hope you end your Thursdays well and looking forward to a very, very productive Friday. Thank you very much. Thank you.